What up, dogs? Welcome back to Garo Clicker Heroes. Rawr, let's get right back into it, shall we? We got some money. We got some more money. Ooh, we have enough to level up Mass Samurai. Okay, and also... Okay, alright, cool. And also... Abaddon. But also I can do this right here. Jerry. Cool! Alright, so, so people is doing damage. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pick that up. Okay. Hold up. Oh my god, I thought I wasn't gonna make it. Oh, that would have been scary. Wouldn't it have been? Okay, there we go. Yeah, just get right into the action here. Fuck everything else. Fuck all the things. Oh my god. Yes. Could've done a little more than that. It's cool though. Alright, time to idle a little bit. And we're gonna go ahead and see the level 400 boss. Holy shit, you guys. And if I come back in an hour, I think I'll be able to do it. Also, I did exactly what I said I would do, and I went on to the Clicker Hero forums or whatever, or the guides or whatever, and I figured out the exact 5 best people to guild. Like overall, it's counting all of the people we haven't even unlocked yet. So you ready for this? Because it's crazy and weird, but let's just talk about it, okay? First, Tree Beast. Yeah, I know. Second, Ivan the Drunken Brawler. Yeah, I know. Third, Brittany Beach Princess. Yeah, I know. I know, guys. I know. Fourth is Mass Samurai. Yes. And the 5th is Frostleaf. So, as we can see, we've been doing nothing but deterring ourselves from doing great damage. Every single guild has been on Ivan, Brittany, and Tree Beast. I've just straight up just been like, nope, take it off. They're too early game. But no, dude, their damage scales very well into the late game. And I didn't realize this until very recently. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try to... Well, not the first thing. But when we ascend, we're going to try our hardest to try and re-guild these heroes, because they're like the best ones to guild. Holy shit, I've been such an idiot. But so far, but hey, at least we got our guild on Tree Beast, and apparently Tree Beast is one of the best ones to guild. Early on at least. Mass Samurai is the next best one to guild, and of course, once you start getting into the late game, Frostleaf is the one you want to guild, because Frostleaf is, you know, the most expensive one, the one who does the most damage, basically, in the tier list. So you want him guilded once you start hitting that late game bump. But for right now, I guess we're just gonna like split it up between Tree Beast, Ivan, Brittany, and Samurai, and you know, whenever one comes on Frostleaf, we'll do Frostleaf as well. What else? They also stated the worst 5 heroes to guild, and I'll go through those real quick. And these are probably some of them at least are probably no surprise. First one, Betty. Obviously, because she has no damage of her own. It's all like increase other people's damage, you see. So her own damage increase would be just 80%. And that is just terrible. It's great for like everyone else. It increases basically max HP, or sorry, max DPS by 80% by getting all of her abilities, which is amazing. But also, once you're done getting her abilities, there's no use in like leveling her up too much, and also there's no use in getting her gilded at all. It's probably like he's definitely one of the worst ones. The next one, who's pretty bad to be gilded, I think actually is worse than Betty, is, you probably know who I'm going for, Midas! Here you go. That's mostly because Midas has 0 increased damage. You see, it's all increased gold, so once again, great dude to level up to get his abilities. But after that, no leveling up, no gold, or sorry, no guilds or nothing like that. So you'd want to take this one that he has right now off of him and put it on someone else. So that'd be something we're looking to do pretty soon. Next up is another sort of obvious one, but you might have missed it. Where is he? There he is. Amenhotep. Amenhotep. His damage increase is 100, 140. As you can see, Smite is pretty good when he first gets it, because it's doing like the most DPS so far when you just have Amenhotep. You haven't gotten Beast Lord or anyone yet. But once you start getting into Genesis Research and prepare the beginning, which does a 40% increase for him and for everyone else, which is great to purchase, definitely, but it makes him a very, very low tier, what's it called? Very, very low tier hero to level up and to guild. So thank goodness there's no guilds on him right now, but if there were, we'd take him off. So that's another good one to de-guild right there. Next up, where is he? It's Broil! Yeah, believe it or not, one of the worst ones to guild is Broil in the Oven, the Fire Mage. And it's interesting, mostly because it's like not too bad. See, he's got 375% personal damage upgrade, and the Roast Monsters gives 25% as well to like everyone else. So it's just under 400. In fact, there are some people, Frostleaf being one of them, I think, who are even less than that. It's 225. But you know, I'm not gonna argue with the math here. It might just be his like cost to damage ratio, like how much he costs to level up versus how much damage he gets, and how it scales and stuff. So there you go. You heard it here first, folks. Broil, not a good person to guild right there. It's a good thing we don't have him gilded. And last but not least, this is another sort of obvious one, is Alexa Assassin. Yep. Because of all of her like weird like other types of increases, like the Lucky Strikes and the critical click damage multiplier and the critical click chance and whatnot, she ends up getting a total of 250% damage upgrade for her personal DPS, which is kind of shitty. Sorry, Alexa, but unfortunately, you ain't shit. So yeah, those are the 5 best and 5 worst characters to guild. But once we de-guild Midas, because he's the only one in the worst ones that we have de-guilded, who else do we de-guild? It's a great question. Let's go through those one at a time, shall we? First and foremost, Great Forest Seer, good one to have gilded. The forums do this like efficiency for DPS per gold ratio that has Tree Beast as like the base, you know, and has everyone else like modified to Tree Beast's base, and the Forest Seer is actually a little bit above Tree Beast's base, so he's a good one to guild right there. Maybe even better than Tree Beast, but it says it's like the top 5 is not for some reason, even though he's like, I think like 15%, a little bit better cost efficiency for guilds. Regardless, we're gonna keep him gilded. He's gonna be an exception to the rule where like if we're just trying to get the 5 gilded, well, we'll also keep Forest Seer gilded, because I'd hate to de-guild him and re-guild like Alexa or Betty or whatnot. So and regardless, like he's pretty good to guild regardless, so that's good. Natalia Ice Princess, where's she at? Natalia, not super bad, not 100% terrible, but it's not as good as Tree Beast is, so it's still worth the re-guild. And she is gilded only one time, so that should be fine. We got Mercedes and Bobby. Let me just take a look real quick. Mercedes and Bobby. Okay. So it progressively gets worse with Mercedes and then Bobby Bounty Hunter. So I was really smart, actually, to de-guild Bobby. Because he's only at like 50% efficiency. Like around 50% efficiency as to the Tree Beast Gambit that we base or whatever you like to call it. But big surprises here that these three need to be de-guilded. Interesting. Sir George of the King's Guard. Let's take a look at Sir George. And in fact, Sir George is even worse than Bobby Bounty Hunter. We got him triple gilded. Well, as you can see, he's only, like, he's at the higher, not exactly the higher tier, but almost the higher tier. And even if he was at the higher tier, how much DPS do you think he'd do? Maybe like 6 or 7 or 8%? Whereas someone like, what's it called? Masked Samurai is doing like 29%. And before I even leveled her up to that next tier, she was doing like 10%. So that's with only one guild. Grant's got 3 of them. So even though Grant, you've been my man. It's probably like, I think you were the first person I ever got gilded when I reached like level 100. But unfortunately, you ain't too good, dog. Oh no, sorry, not Grant. I meant Sir George. Sir George, there you are. He's triple gilded as well. Yeah, King Midas, we already said we'd guild. What about Referi, Abaddon, Mari? Let's take a look at those. Oh man, all of these are really bad for guilds. Holy shit, so Referi's gotta take that off. Abaddon, gotta take that off. And Maji, gotta take it off. Abaddon, I had a feeling that he was bad, just because he's got that 375 DPS increase, the same as Broil does, but he's not as bad as Broil, but he's pretty damn close. So he's a good one to de-guild right there. Referi's triple gilded, and Maji's double gilded. Maji does great DPS, but for some reason he's just not as good as having Tree Beast. Maybe it's just like, once again, the cost efficiency to DPS output that we got going on for him. It's the same thing with Referi, I'm pretty sure. Unfortunately, all these dudes gotta be de-guilded right here. Let's go down here. This is where I'm starting to get optimistic that we might get some better dudes to guild as opposed to like worse dudes to guild. So let's see. It starts with Beast Lord, Athena, Aphrodite, Shinatobe. Let's see. Oh man. Oh wow. Okay, so they're all pretty bad. Beast Lord even being worse than Abaddon, and almost as bad as Broil and Alexa. But the only saving grace here is let's see, Aphrodite. Aphrodite, I could have seen that coming right there. Aphrodite doing some great damage at her base level, and really it's not at the same exact level as Tree Beast, but it is like 99% the level of Tree Beast, which is fine. She's got 2 guilds on her, and I think I'm going to keep those. All of the rest of them, though, they gotta go, because they're just too bad, unfortunately. Then we have Grant and Dread Knight. I have a bad feeling about Dread Knight, but Grant? Grant? Oh, it doesn't say anything about Dread Knight. It doesn't say anything about the Rangers here. That's interesting. It just has it all the way up until Frostleaf, but it looks like, notoriously, that Grant is a pretty bad one to guild. I'll keep the guild on Dread Knight then, since it doesn't say like it's bad or good or nothing. I have a feeling it might be bad, just the way his like DPS is working out for us, but let's keep him gilded. It's just one less thing to worry about on our end, but I will de-guild Grant, unfortunately. It's another 3 guilds that I have to take off of him. Dude, real shitty. Real shitty, you guys. But hey, at least we finally figured out where our guilds need to be focused on. It's gotta be Tree Beast, Ivan, Brittany. First 3 dudes that we get, basically. And then skip around, we got Masked Samurai, and then skip around again, we got Frostleaf. So hopefully Hopefully we get a chance to do that when we ascend, which should be pretty soon, because we're level 399, you guys. You excited? 399, and we're about to find out what the Queen of Bloops looks like at level 400, and see if she's like a primal boss or whatnot, or what have you, and then we'll fucking do the shit. Hold on. Abaddon. You know what? I'm gonna do Tree Beast. There you go. He's gilded, he's good to level up, and he's doing great damage right now. So I think it was a good choice on my behalf to level up Tree Beast. We were doing about like around 47,000 DPS, which would be exclamation point PS, or EPS if you want to. Oh, exclamation points per second. Ooh. Oh, that was pretty smart of me. Anyways, we're halfway done with this enemy, and the next enemy is gonna be the Queen of Bloops. We're just gonna take a quick peek at her, and we're gonna be on our merry way. Holy shit. Oh my god. And she is primal. Holy fuck. Go run away. Well, like, subscribe, comment if you're enjoying the series so far. I know I am. And sorry to leave you on this cliffhanger. But we'll catch you guys in the next episode. See you guys then. Peace out.